let's talk about the Red Horse and his writer, allegedly, according to me, KLAWS SWABB. So before I begin, I just want to say that it was pointed out to me that it says on the Bible that it's not a good thing to try to make your own predictions for what's going to happen during Revelations. So I want to make it clear that that is not what I intend to do. I'm just using Revelations as a framework for my research. Not trying to be a prophet here, just a humble student of the book. So with that out of the way, let's start. Let's talk about the Red Horse and his writer, allegedly, according to me, KLAWS SWABB. The Bible says about the Red Horse, "When the Lamb opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, 'Come and see.' Then another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth and to make men slay each other. To him was given a sword, a large sword," according to Revelation. KLAWS SWABB was born in Ravensburg, Germany in 1938. He is the founder and executive chairman of the Worldeconomicforum, the international organization for public-private cooperation. He founded the forum in 1971. Schwab has championed the multi-stakeholder concept since the forum's inception, and it has become the world's foremost platform for public and private cooperation, allegedly again. In 2004, he established a new foundation, the Forum of Young Global Leaders, for leaders under 40. 7 years later, in 2011, he created the Global Shapers community. The purpose of the two foundations is to integrate young people as a strong voice for the future into global decision-making processes, and to encourage their engagement in concrete projects that address social problems. In plain speak, that means recruiting up-and-coming players in the political and academic arena and indoctrinating them with globalist New World Order ideology to make sure that when they do get into a position of power, they do not step out of line. Some of the members of the Forum of Young Global Leaders are Justin Trudeau, Tulsi Gabbard, Emmanuel Macron, Alexander De Croo, Pete Buttigieg, and many other people in positions of political, business, and media influence all over the world. And if this doesn't give you chills, the alumni list for the last few years of indoctrinated young leaders looks like this. Holy shit. I went on the Forum of Young Global Leaders website to look this up, and I seriously traumatized myself. Most of these people hold influential positions in the US. Most of them are, well, not of North American heritage at all. Wake up, people. Let's get back to it. An engineer and economist by training, KLAWS SWABB holds doctorates in economics, engineering, and a master's of public administration from Harvard. The World Economic Forum is all for critical race theory. This exclusive elite group that meets yearly in Davis looks to drive a wedge between the races. This begs the question, why are capitalists so gung-ho about Marxist ideology and creating racial divides? KLAWS SWABB and the World Economic Forum, the same movers and shakers who inform the planet that by the year 2030 we will own nothing and be happy, are now singing the praises of critical race theory. controversial concept that places blame for global inequalities squarely at the feet of white people. Betraying a glaring lack of neutrality and objectivity, the short explainer video posted on their site tilts heavily in favor of the CRT crusaders. For example, when arguing that people of color face racial inequality due to their historical subordination, the only evidence given for that sweeping generalization is that Black Americans are imprisoned at five times at the rate of white people. Can it really be the case that all of those incarcerated Black men locked up alongside millions of whites and Hispanics found themselves behind bars due to the inherent racism of the local police force? That seems to be a major simplification of a highly complex problem. After all, what happened when the city of Seattle attempted to create a police-free Summer of Love zone during the Black Lives Matter protests? In a matter of days, the very same protesters who had been hurling rocks and bottles at police were suddenly dialing 911, demanding police protection as murders began to happen within their free zone. How did we come to inherit a situation where a bunch of rich as hell, elite, unelected and unaccountable people, to we the people, are able to determine our collective fate between sips of champagne and trips down the ski slopes at a mountain resort in Davos, Switzerland? The answer is that we simply had no choice. After all, who's going to stop those private jets from airlifting their precious cargo into Switzerland year after year, or to the other spots like Bilderberg and Bohemian Grove, which are also completely rubbed out to the public? All these elite meetings are shrouded in secrecy. When the unproven ideas of CRT, for example, are mixed up with the non-stop virtue signaling known as cancel culture, the result is a wicked cocktail that has the potential to spread fear and hate faster than Whoopi Goldberg asking men for eggs.
Do any of you men have any eggs?
Already, the woke online mobs have convinced millions of intellectually challenged people that the cornucopia of Western civilization, like classical literature, music, mathematics, and even Dr. Seuss, are part of a white hatescape that is responsible for oppressing minorities. And if anyone doubts the brave new gospel, there is no shortage of enterprising entrepreneurs charging top dollar for white people to sit through a full course meal while being lectured on the inherent evils of their race, also known as diversity and inclusion trainings. All major institutions like the military and university have made them mandatory. All this seems very strange. and even sinister when considering that the United States is one of the most racially diverse places in the world, where opportunities to improve your station in life are more available than anywhere else. So what would be the ultimate reason for the people like Klaus Schwab to trust these half-baked ideas descended from a gnarled offshoot of communism, known as cultural Marxism, onto an unsuspecting population too distracted with games of their phones? One possible answer comes down to self-preservation. We have just experienced, amid the ongoing pandemic, the greatest transfer of wealth in recent memory in favor of the already wealthy. Much of this incredible wealth accumulation was due to the deliberate destruction of the middle class, thanks to lengthy lockdowns that forced thousands of small businesses into bankruptcy. This silent catastrophe made merely rich individuals mega wealthy, almost overnight. As mega corporations, businesses were deemed essential and allowed to operate, and small businesses were forced to shut down. Is Schwab a good man with merely stupid ideas? I'm going to lean on no. He is a full-fledged psychopath with a lot of money who believes in the rights of globalist elites like himself to control the rest of us. Woke corporatism wants government involved in all business affairs, and it places corporations in positions of power within governments. That leaves zero representation for we the people, and Schwab really likes that. However much they promise to redistribute wealth through social justice, it represents attacks on the shareholders, customers, and workers, enacted without representation. The only way to fight what Schwab is proposing is to build parallel cultural and economic platforms. And this is thankfully being already done by platforms such as Gab, Odyssey, Rumble, and others as well, and as well as the cryptocurrency movement. I do not know how this ends, but the red horse and his rider definitely want mankind to be divided and to wage war against one another, because that's their goal for ultimate destruction. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is, like I said, part 2. Make sure to watch part 1, and I'll be posting next parts 3 and 4 of the series of the 4 horses of the apocalypse. Please make sure to give the video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And also follow me on Gab, on Odyssey, and Rumble, and on Truth Social. My Truth Social is finally open. Yeah. I'll put all the links below. So if you love America and freedom, stay with me, stay alert, stay alive. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.